Hi, I'm Joe Compton, and I have a couple great indie albums that you might want to check out this week if you're interested in some new music. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Flash Reviews. This Flash Review is going to be a little longer than most of them because simply this is the first one, so I want to kind of explain what we're going through and how we're doing it. Uh, these Flash Reviews will take place every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and most of the time we'll have a set format for each day. And myself or a GoIndieNow contributor will be participating in these Flash Reviews. So basically, on Mondays, I want to tackle a brand new album or a musician or single. And if we don't have anything new from the music world, I'll bring in a comic book review or a game review. And we'll do that on Mondays. On Wednesdays, we're going to do a book review. We'll have a nice new indie book for you to check out. And then Fridays, we'll do a movie review, somewhere on a streaming service that you can find a movie, where you can go and get it on Amazon Prime or get it on Netflix or get it on Hulu. I'll usually have the movie that I usually will talk about or will talk about will be able to be streamed from various sources, not just one source. So hopefully that will give you, whatever source you use, the opportunity to see the movie. So that being said, welcome to Flash Reviews. And today, for our very first Flash Review, I have a 2-for-1. It is done by one artist, essentially, but it's two different vibes and two different genres. And it does involve another artist in one of the other ventures. And that is from Sky Titan Media. And it's the first album I'm going to talk about is called Chords of Eve. And it's a brand new EP called Dear Engineer. It's 5 songs. It is very much like a hip hop, alternative, electronic sound vibe to it. I compare it to like an Elastica or Republica, and even at times they go into a more of like a Pretenders role or Hole or the Breeders. They cross a little bit of genres from time to time, and it's very effective. Uh, they describe it as hypnotic hip hop kind of or alternative rock, which is apropos. It's very much like that. And the lead singer is Casey Ardamore, and Atlas Cage, who is the connection to the both albums. He does the guitars and backing vocals on this particular group. This Dear Engineer is eclectic. It has a moment where it's really hip hoppy, really alternative in the beginning, and then it slowly gets into more of a rocker phase. There's more rock behind it, even though it still has that kind of electronic feel to it. It does have a little bit more of that more alternative, grungier sound from the '90s that you remember. This is a great ode to those kind of bands that I was mentioning earlier. The thing that both of these albums have in common that, obviously bring them together is, of course, Atlas Cage and his musicianship. And the musicianship on both of these albums is stellar. It is absolute pristine. Atlas Cage is an amazing, amazing artist and guitarist. He really knows where to bring up the chord, or what chords to use to get you hooked. It's very, very well done. And Casey Ardamore has a vocal range that can go from Adele to kind of a Chrissy Hine and anywhere in between. And she uses it perfectly. I mean, its tone is so right on. It's very cool. If you're a fan of those bands, I definitely think you should go check that out, because this is one of those albums that could be really part of your background soundtrack or your writing soundtrack, because it has that kind of melodic feel to it. It's an amazing album for that. The second album is Strings of Atlas, and this is more of your rockier album. I compare it to like Soundgarden's Super Unknown, a very apt comparison. Pearl Jam's Go is another one that kind of, there's a couple songs that remind me of that song. And Atlas Cage's vocals are anywhere from Monster Magnet to kind of Chris Cornell to even sometimes they'll hit that Lemmy tone. And while I believe the choruses are a little bit weak in these songs, they're weak only because when you first hear it, you're kind of like taken aback by it. But once you get into the song and you hear the song more and more, it's one of those albums you got to play a lot to get really, feel like you're juiced and this is a really good album. But Atlas does an amazing job. Again, his musicianship is off the charts. It's fantastic. So I mean, if you're looking for kind of that new Soundgarden sound that obviously we can't get anymore, Atlas Cage is a really good alternative to that. And Strings of Atlas is a really good alternative. It's only a 3-song EP. He's got more albums that they've put out in the past, more EPs. So there's a little bit more songs there, but you can see his progression from the 2015s, and the older albums to now. It's very polished. It's very nicely done, engineered very, very well. And I think so. If you're looking for something for writing that's just gonna, keep your flow going, keep your mindset going, or if you're doing something where you just need something in the background, definitely Chords of Eve is that thing. And if you want to get a mood going, you want to set a tone for yourself, kind of get yourself in a mood, I think Strings of Atlas is definitely that album. 2 very good albums. I highly recommend them. Go check them out. And the links are in the description. And go check out Mr. Atlas Cage. We'll have actually an in-depth spotlight show with Atlas Cage coming up here in the near future. In fact, just a couple weeks away. So look for that on our channel. And remember that it's always time to go indie now. And this has been your Flash Review. See ya.